gonna be a movie review for House on Haunted Hill, 1999. Great cast, directed by William Malone, Jeffrey Rush, Famke Janssen, Taye Diggs, Peter Gallagher, who's in a favorite comedy of mine, The Man Who Knew Too Little, which I think is a remake also, but was also, I think, panned when it came out too. But I think that movie's hilarious with Bill Murray. He plays his brother, like his successful brother. Bill Murray's kind of like, you know, the loser. And just a fun little weird romp throughout London, and it's a good time. If you haven't seen that movie, I highly recommend it. It's pretty funny. And then Bill Murray, people start to think he's like a secret agent, and there's this subplot with the Soviets or the Russians trying to start a new Cold War, and it's funny. But Chris Kattan, Ari Larter, Max Pierlik, who's in a bunch of stuff, but yeah, great cast. That's right, he's in Cliffhanger, Drugstore Cowboys. A lot of good stuff from like the 90s, Max Pierlik. But I've always really liked this movie. At the end, there's some terrible CGI. It's undeniable. I don't know why. I mean, even in 1999, I think you could have done it. They're like transparent ghosts. It just looks terrible. And it's like different. This is all spoilers. The movie came out a long time ago. If you want a nice, creepy movie to watch, I know Halloween's over, but for some reason I'm watching a bunch of horror movies right now. I recommend it. And it's a remake. I know the original's beloved. Not really into it. There's a great riff tracks of it. And spoilers. In that movie, it's all fake. It's all the Jeffrey Rush's character is instigating this all through, you know, mechanics and tricks. And in this, you kind of think maybe it's fake in the remake, because Jeffrey Rush is a theme park guy. He builds coasters. He builds attractions. In the beginning of the movie, he tricks the news crew into thinking that this elevator's failing, but it's all part of the show. So you think maybe, and in the end, it's not. This is a real haunted house. Not really a house. It was an insane asylum where in 1931, the main doctor there was crazy, and he was torturing people and doing a bunch of unethical things. And finally, the crazy people were able to break out, and everyone died. And he had a kill switch through the switch, and it basically locked the place down. Now, this is in the late 90s. Famke Janssen she's married to Jeffrey Rush. She has a birthday party. She gives him the people she wants to go. He has his own list. He sends it off, but it's rewritten by the house. I guess the house is very, good with internet and with laptops, with Apple laptops circa late 90s. And they all show up. No one knows each other. It's revealed why they're all picked later. But it's just a good movie. Jeffrey Rush he's such a great actor. Every scene he's in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies are great. Just a great actor. He's playing Vincent Price, basically. His last name is Price in this. And he's just having the time of his life, you could tell. He obviously is a huge fan of Vincent Price, who died in the early 90s, I think 91. I think his last movie was Edward Scissorhands. I could have seen, Tim Burton maybe making this, but I'm kind of glad he didn't, though, because Tim Burton, It would have had the Tim Burton look. Now, I like the look of this, minus the bad CGI at the end. But just really creepy, especially once it's all locked down. If they stay till the morning, they each get $1 million. If you die, you lose it. And then, you know, if one person lives, then they get like whatever, 5 or 6 million. And it's all just supposed to be spooks and games with Jeffrey Rush. He had some things planned. He had that guy that's in Drugstore Cowboys. He's like his like engineer technician who works with him in the park. He's there. He ends up getting killed, but he has some tricks up his sleeve too. So some of the stunts are fake, but yeah, he ends up getting killed. He ends up having like crazy scene. He like turns the chair. The guy, the inside of his skull is like gone, and it's just some great effects. Some definitely creepy stuff. If you've oh man, what's that game? BioShock. If you played BioShock, there's certain things that kind of remind me of it, like when they're in the underground part, which is the asylum part, and it's just very like 1920s and 1930s weird tech. Like Jeffrey Rush gets locked into this room where there's this thing that goes around and around, and it's like this drawing of this guy like in this baller hat, and it's kind of to make you go insane. What does he say? It's like it will make a sane man insane, and it will make an insane man sane, which is what Chris Kattan says, who is the ancestor of the people who own this place, and he kind of knows the layout. And you know, Jeffrey Rush pays him a bunch of money to get the people there, and then he wants to leave, but he ends up getting trapped in there too. And you know, spoilers, they all die except for Taye Diggs and Ari Larder, but they're basically screwed in the end too, because they're trapped. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. They're trapped at the top, and they have all the money, but it means nothing because they're screwed. But yeah, great cast. I think it's shot well. I'm not sure everything makes total sense, like Famke Janssen fakes her own death, and then with that guy that's in The Man Who Knew Too Little, Peter Gallagher, he resuscitates her, but then she just stabs him. I don't really know what her plan was. I guess she's trying to kill Jeffrey Rush, because some of the best scenes in the movie are between Jeffrey Rush, and Famke Janssen. They like hate each other. There's just some great back and forth. Famke Janssen keeps implying that Jeffrey Rush may be like gay or bi. There's just some great lines. Chris Kattan is he's actually good in this. I know he can be really annoying in some movies, but I think he's good in this. He's playing this manic character who hates this place, and you can tell maybe, you know, he's broke and he needs to do this for the money. There's a great scene when he's with Famke Janssen, and he's like, man, I would really like to get laid before I die. And then he looks at her, and then she's just like, I forget what she says, but she's like, no. Famke Janssen, man, such an attractive woman. So many good movies. You know, GoldenEye, she's in the X-Men movies, which I always felt like she was shortchanged and wasn't given enough for the Phoenix arc. They totally fumbled it. And yeah, but just a beautiful woman. She looks so good in this. Great actress too. I remember the first time I saw X-Men, I was like, man, who is her? And then later I was like, oh, that's what is it, on a top in GoldenEye. So Taye Diggs, solid actor. I mean, he does, you know, what he's paid to do, and he's really good. I don't really have a problem with any of the acting. I do think the highlight for the movie for me is Jeffrey Rush and Famke Janssen. But yeah, check it out. It's a creepy movie. You know, they do some dumb things, like they keep going off on their own in these underground caverns, and I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, how about like we all stick together? But you know, anyways, and this director, man, he made a fear.com. Isn't it fear.com? And then the website was fear.com.com. I think I saw that in the theater with one of my friends, and I think we walked out of the movie. It was so bad. The movie's a famously bad, terrible movie. So he hasn't really done that much, but I think he you know, does a good job, minus the terrible CGI at the end. So, but yeah, check it out, House on Haunted Hill. It's a remake, but I like it, and at least it's doing something different than the original. Which I know this got panned for, but I always thought it was okay. So, alright, well, I'll see you next time.